This is the Halloween story, The Scarecrow in the Field. It started like any other October, the kind where the air feels colder than it should, and every night smells faintly like smoke and wet leaves. Evan had just moved into a quiet farmhouse on the edge of town. Perfect for starting fresh, he thought. It was cheap, quiet, and surrounded by endless cornfields that swayed like a restless sea. The landlord mentioned something strange when handing him the keys. "Don't go into the far field after dark," he said. Evan laughed it off, assuming it was just small-town superstition. He wasn't the kind of person who believed in stories. That first week, he set up Halloween decorations. Orange lights, a few fake tombstones, and a plastic skeleton hanging from the porch. But in the distance, just beyond the tall cornstalks, there was something that didn't belong. A scarecrow. It stood crooked, slumped over slightly, like it had been there for years. A tattered brown coat, a burlap sack for a head, two black button eyes that caught the moonlight like tiny mirrors. He assumed it came with the property. That night, as he was bringing boxes inside, he thought he heard something. The soft rustle of straw. Then, a faint creaking sound, like rope twisting on a wooden post. He looked toward the field. The scarecrow's head seemed turned slightly, facing the house. Evan froze for a second, then laughed under his breath. It was just the wind, he told himself. Just the wind. But over the next few nights, little things started happening. He'd find dirt on the porch in the mornings, muddy footprints near the steps. The motion sensor light would flicker on and off for no reason. And once, when he looked out the window, he swore he saw a shadow, tall and thin, standing at the edge of the corn. One morning, while walking to his car, he realized something strange. The scarecrow wasn't in the same spot. It had been closer. Maybe 5 or 6 feet nearer to the fence line. He thought maybe the wind had blown it over, or some kids were playing a prank. But when he went to check, its wooden stake was still firmly planted in the ground. That night, he called his neighbor, Mrs. Dorsey, an older woman who'd lived there for decades. When he mentioned the scarecrow, her voice went quiet. "You didn't move it, did you?" she asked. "No," he said. "Why?" There was a pause. Then she whispered, "It's not supposed to face the house." And she hung up. Evan stared out the window, heart pounding. The scarecrow now faced directly toward him, toward the second-story window where he stood. He barely slept that night. At 3:07 a.m., the motion light clicked on again. He peeked through the blinds. Nothing. Then, from the darkness of the field, a soft creaking noise, followed by the unmistakable sound of footsteps crunching over dry grass. Evan grabbed a flashlight and stormed outside. "Who's there?" he shouted. No answer, just wind whistling through the corn. He pointed the light toward the scarecrow. It was gone. He scanned the field. Nothing. Then the beam caught something by the fence line, a burlap head, half buried in the mud. He approached slowly, stomach tight. It wasn't just lying there. It was placed there, like someone had set it down carefully. And the wooden post where it once stood, freshly split, as if something had torn itself free. Evan ran back inside, locked the doors, and stayed up till dawn. The next morning, he decided to take the thing apart and throw it away. He walked into the field with a shovel. But when he reached the fence line, the scarecrow was standing again, right where it used to be. Only now, the buttons weren't on its face anymore. They were lying in the dirt, replaced with 2 deep holes that looked burned through the burlap. He felt something watching him. Every hair on his neck stood on end. He turned around, no one there. But the air had changed, heavy, still. The kind of silence that swallows every sound. That night, he left all the lights on. But sometime around 2 a.m., his phone started buzzing with alerts. The motion camera he'd installed outside was going off. He opened the feed. Static. Then, through the grainy flicker, the scarecrow appeared in frame. Standing directly under the porch light, its head tilted, one arm raised, pointing straight at the camera. Evan dropped his phone. When he picked it up again, the feed was frozen. But something new appeared in the reflection of the glass. A shape. Standing behind him. He spun around. Nothing. Then came a thud. From the living room. Then another. Louder. Like footsteps. Slow. Dragging. He crept down the hallway, flashlight shaking in his hand. Every sound echoed like it was alive. When he reached the living room, the window was open, curtains fluttering in the wind, and on the floor, a single straw hat, torn and covered in dirt. He backed away slowly. Then, from the reflection in the TV screen, he saw it, standing right behind him. The Scarecrow. But it wasn't made of straw anymore. Its burlap face shifted, twisting like something breathing beneath it. The smell of earth and rot filled the room. Evan screamed and swung the flashlight. It passed right through, scattering straw across the floor. The thing moved closer, whispering in a voice that wasn't human. Not supposed to face the house. The light went out. Everything went silent. When the sun came up, Mrs. Dorsey saw the front door still open. She called the police. They found no sign of a struggle, just dirt, straw, and muddy footprints leading out into the field. And out there, where the Scarecrow used to stand, a new one had been placed, its posture eerily familiar, its clothes, Evan's. And if you ever drive past that farmhouse at night, you might notice the Scarecrow's head. It doesn't face the field anymore. It faces the house, and sometimes it moves. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more stories like this.